In a mansion full of experts, a quiet girl with no degree stopped a tragedy everyone else failed to see. Before the truth came out, someone whispered, "How did she know?" Stay with us, and if you love emotional, unpredictable stories, don't forget to subscribe to Black Inside USA. White marble floors spread through the hallway like a frozen river, polished enough to reflect every glittering chandelier hanging above. The Hathaway Mansion, known in newspapers as America's Palace of Vision, belonged to billionaire philanthropist Reginald Hathaway, a man whose fortune was as vast as his reputation. Behind the mansion's golden silence worked the unseen hands who ensured the luxury remained spotless. Among them was Martha Ellis, a maid with a quiet demeanor, always dressed in black and white uniform, carrying more humility than belongings. Beside her today walked her daughter, Zara Ellis, a 12-year-old who had come to the mansion after school because her mother couldn't find a babysitter. Zara had always been observant, curious, and wise beyond her years. She noticed things others didn't, like which chandelier bulbs needed changing or which flowers in the lobby needed more water. But today, Zara would notice something far greater. Zara and her mother entered the grand lounge with a tray of fresh linens. At the center of the room lay Evelyn Hathaway, the 11-year-old daughter of the billionaire. She was sleeping, but not peacefully. Her cheeks were dotted with small red marks, her breathing slightly labored. Zara paused. She recognized the texture of the spots, the way they were mostly around the ears and jawline. Something tugged at her memory like a whisper. Before she could speak, 3 doctors in white coats entered. They looked confident, professional, and slightly rushed. One of them adjusted his glasses. "Dr. Wilson, just a reaction to food. Very common." Another nodded. "Dr. Klein, her vitals are fine. Nothing alarming." The third, older and seemingly authoritative, gave a ready conclusion. "Dr. Langford, probably a mild allergy. She'll sleep it off." The billionaire stood nearby, sharply dressed in emerald green suit, his eyes heavy with worry. "Reginald Hathaway, you're certain?" "Dr. Langford, absolutely." Zara watched them. She didn't feel, absolutely, about anything. As the doctors talked, Zara whispered to her mother, her voice barely audible. "Zara? Mom, that's not just a reaction." Martha glanced down, confused, but Zara's eyes were locked onto Evelyn's face. She remembered something from 4 years ago, when Zara had been just 8. Back then, her family had lived in a modest basement apartment, struggling with rising rent. One afternoon, Zara came home with similar spots on her face, feeling weak and unable to stay awake. Martha had panicked, rushing her to a nearby free clinic. While waiting, a retired nurse working voluntarily had spotted the symptoms immediately. "Nurse Amelia, this is not a simple infection. This is a rare reaction to a specific toxin. We need to act fast." Within an hour, Zara's life had gone from uncertainty to immediate danger. Only a precise antidote had saved her. The nurse had emphasized, greater than, doctors don't always see what life teaches us. You must speak up when you notice something, no matter who's listening. Zara had never forgotten those words. And today, the same symptoms were staring right back at her. Zara stepped toward the doctors gently. "Zara, excuse me, I think Evelyn might not be having an ordinary reaction." The room went silent. The 3 doctors exchanged looks, the kind adults give when a child tries to speak among them. "Dr. Wilson, young lady, we have it under control." Dr. Langford forced a polite smile. "Dr. Langford, it's nothing serious. Thank you for your concern." Reginald Hathaway, pressed with worry, didn't even look at Zara. His focus stayed on the doctors. He trusted their authority, their confidence, their degrees. Zara didn't know how to insist. She was only a maid's daughter. Who would believe her? She stepped back quietly, tears forming but never falling. She hated feeling small, but she didn't want to cause trouble for her mother. Still, she whispered once more to herself, "Zara, this doesn't look right." Hours passed. Evelyn remained unconscious, breathing more slowly. The red spots were spreading. Doctors seemed unsure now, whispering among themselves. New tests were run, new scans ordered. The quiet confidence was fading from their faces. Reginald Hathaway paced the room, his polished shoes tapping against the marble like ticking clocks. "Reginald, you said it was mild. Why is she getting worse?" No one had an answer. Martha, seeing her daughter's discomfort, kneeled beside her. "Martha, sweetheart, you can tell me. What's bothering you?" Zara's words trembled but remained steady in meaning. "Zara, Mom, I think she's reacting to something in the perfumes or cleaning products here. It happened to me once. I remember the spots. They look the same. Martha froze. She knew her daughter's story, the rare reaction to synthetic compounds used in certain scented items. She also remembered how Zara almost didn't recover. Martha swallowed her fear and approached Reginald Hathaway directly. She bowed respectfully, but her voice was clear. Martha, sir, forgive me, but my daughter believes your child is experiencing a rare reaction from a compound found in strong fragrances. We've seen it before. It needs immediate, specific treatment. The room froze again. The doctors turned, this time not dismissive, but slightly uneasy. They whispered among themselves, Dr. Klein, it's possible. Rare, but possible. Dr. Langford frowned, not wanting to be corrected by a maid. Dr. Langford, we don't treat based on guesses. Zara stepped forward again, not aggressively, but with a determined calm that quieted the tension. Zara, it's not a guess. I've lived it. Please test for synthetic aldehydes. They're in the perfumes used here. Reginald Hathaway looked at Zara for the first time, really looked. He saw not a maid's daughter, but someone speaking from experience, not ego. Reginald, run the test. Now. No doctor argued after that. Tests came back faster than anyone expected. The results stated clearly, severe allergic reaction to synthetic aldehydes, the exact toxin Zara remembered. Dr. Wilson, we need the antidote used for severe aldehyde sensitivity reactions. Nurses rushed, medications were prepared and carefully administered. Within an hour, Evelyn's breathing stabilized. A hint of pink returned to her cheeks, not the spots, but her natural color. Soon, her eyelids fluttered open. Her first words were soft. Evelyn, Daddy. Reginald nearly cried with relief. Doctors congratulated one another quietly, but they knew who had truly noticed first. Zara stood in the corner, unsure whether she should smile, stay quiet, or walk away. Reginald Hathaway walked toward her. His voice was deep, humbled, and genuine. Reginald, you saved my daughter. Without your observation, we might have lost valuable time. Thank you. Zara lowered her head. Zara, I just remembered what I learned. Reginald nodded. Reginald, wisdom is not about where you learn it, but what you do with it. He turned to the doctors. Reginald, let's not overlook voices just because they aren't wearing lab coats. Even drive. Langford gave Zara a quiet nod. Days later, Martha came to work with Zara. This time, Zara wasn't there because no one could babysit her. She was there because the billionaire had requested her presence. Reginald walked in holding a printed document. He smiled warmly. Reginald, this is a scholarship for Zara. Full sponsorship. Best schools, best training. If she ever chooses medicine, observation will be her greatest asset. Martha's tears finally fell, this time with joy. Zara froze, speechless, before whispering, Zara, thank you. Reginald, no, thank you, for noticing what experts ignored. And just like that, a door opened. The future shifted. Sometimes, the world forgets that wisdom isn't born from wealth or titles. It is born from experience, observation, and courage to speak up, even when your voice is small. If you enjoyed this emotional story, remember, heroes can come from places no one expects. If you'd like more powerful stories like this, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Black Inside USA, where every story reveals a truth worth remembering.